What is going on, everybody? Quancredible here, bringing you the review for Black Clover Chapter 264. Before I get into the review, if you're wondering what this is, it's a blanket. I was just cold and I didn't feel like wearing a hoodie, so a blanket was the best alternative to my problem. So now that we're past that, Black Clover Chapter 284. It's actually really funny because at the end of 283, when we got like that spread of the Heart Kingdom arriving, I was one of those people who was trying to think of things for like where Petrov was or Potrov was, and in the author comments for this week, we find out that Tabata actually just forgot to draw him. Potrov being the plant spirit guard, in case anybody would have forgotten. Now, he is very forgettable. You may have seen him in Pokemon Sword and Shield as the grass type gym leader Milo, but because he's not really all that useful here. But in 284, we start with a flashback into the Heart Kingdom with the Heart Kingdom group meeting the Dryad for the first time. The Dryad being that big tree in the Heart Kingdom, or not in the Heart Kingdom, but in the elf, like in that elf village, Elysia, slightly outside of the Heart Kingdom. And we found out that it's actually like it looks very similar to a spirit, or similar to Undine or Undine, how a lot of people call her. Looks very similar. She seems to have like a ton of energy, which is kind of odd. I expected her to be like I wasn't expecting a spirit or like I wasn't expecting a spirit like being, and I also wasn't expecting her to be so like bubbly. And even the other characters like Noelle, most of Leo, they even said it wasn't what they were expecting either. So like, threw me for a loop on that one. Could be who knows if there's more of this spirit or Dryad or whatever. Who knows if there's more of them, but she did say that she had a bit of the ability to see into the future, to a limited degree. I'm sure she can't tell everything, but essentially she's already filled in on the entire scenario, so of course she's willing to help them, because devils flooding into the world affects everybody, not just the heart or the Clover, affects the entire continent. And then that Patri and the Dryad begin to explain how ultimate magic works, and saying that normally humans would not be able to use it just because they don't have enough mana. But since the Heart Kingdom group knows how to use runes, the mana method, and true magic, that by doing these things they have access to way more mana than they normally would as humans, meaning that they'll have access to ultimate magic. One thing I also really like, which is like kind of a side note, is the panel where they're explaining this, how it's like this tri-vertical like type deal. I don't know why, I just really liked how this panel looked for some reason. Like, it isn't anything crazy, and like there's no super crazy art, but just how the like paneling was done, I just enjoyed it for some reason. I don't know, I think I'm just a fan of like vertical, like all the way vertical panel spreads. I don't know, maybe that's just a me thing. I almost feel like once you read like so much manga, you tend to have like certain styles of paneling that you do enjoy, and this was one of them for me. One thing that I do want to touch on before we get into the present story is when Parchu was explaining it, he basically said that ultimate magic embodies all the magic of its caster, and it makes it a unique, unrivaled spell for like each individual, like the essence of magic. So like the only thing that this kind of like makes me think about is that essentially for the Heart Kingdom group, I feel like any other spell they could potentially learn after this point will be like far inferior to whatever their ultimate magic is. And like I'm sure they're like it's one of those things where like hopefully ultimate magic has some kind of cost, because like I know people aren't a fan of cost on big abilities for some odd reason, but if there's no cost, then it's like any other thing they learn in the future won't even compare to what they already know. It's like they could just ditch out ultimate magic and just like do whatever it is they need to do, like from a like future standpoint. Obviously in this arc ultimate magic is going to be huge, but like I'm just thinking in the future, things outside of ultimate magic, it's like what other spells can people learn, or like what other spells can this group learn that'll even compare to their ultimate magic, you know what I'm saying? But then we do get this really nice double page spread of everyone in the group doing like a true magic blast to take out this horde of like lower ranked demons, or lower ranked devils, I should say. And it looks really dope, everybody side by side. I also really did enjoy that he like for people who are using the exact same element, like Mimosa and Potroff, as well as Floga and Leo, like they had theirs like together so he wouldn't have to write it twice. I thought that was like a nice little touch. But yeah, we get to see everybody, including Potroff. He is here. And then another cool thing is that someone is protecting them with runes, like from the actual text, similar to how Gaja did when they first arrived. Now, I'm not for sure if this is everyone protecting, individual people with their own runes, or if this is just all Gaja again. I mean, it's really impressive if everybody can do it, but it's even more impressive if it's just Gaja by himself, protecting everyone. There's really no way to know just from how this like chapter is going. There's literally no way to know, but it's just something that's kind of interesting. From here we also get the lower ranked devils. Some of them that are still alive or that are just coming out are like terrified now because they obviously don't want to die. And this is when we get introduced to the middle ranked devils. Now this is something I honestly didn't expect. I didn't think that there'd be middle ranked devils. I thought it was just low and like high, but I guess it makes sense that we have some middle rank ones. And essentially the middle rank ones, they weren't rushing to get out first like all of the smaller ones. They just kind of took their like sweet time and came out. And as we know from like Levy's backstory, they like get off on just torturing people that are weaker than them, torturing devils that are weaker than them, and especially torturing humans. Because when they came out, they're like, yeah, we're about to torture some people, we're about to drink some mana, it's about to be a good time. But then this is when we get Luck. Luck is the first person who just wants to test out his ultimate magic, and Luck like just blitzes towards and like kills the first four with absolutely no problem at all. And then we get a good look at his new form, a new transformation. I swear Luck has more forms than anyone else in Black Clover. Like Luck has so many forms. Like, oh my gosh. And like it's funny because he looks very similar to his elven counterpart with like the marks on his face. It definitely kind of reminded me of that. When I first seen it, I got like Naruto vibes from the little orbs on his back. If you remember like the Sage of Six Paths, obviously Naruto didn't invent orbs on the back, but that was just the first thing I thought of. There's like I want to say that's something in like Japanese folklore, something with orbs, or like I know like Raijin has like drums on his back or something along those lines. I'm not like super big into like folklore and myth and mythology all like that. But it's like after that when Luck turns his attention to the castle and he says like in there's somebody that we definitely don't want to mess with. And this could be taken as two ways. Like you could take it as like Luck saying that they should take them like seriously because he's obviously referring to the two devils in there. Well, at least I'm assuming he would be referring to the two like devils in there. But you could take it as he's assuming that they like should take that fight seriously, like really seriously, or you could say he's taken it as he doesn't think that they should fight them, which I'm assuming he means the prior one, like just because it would just be weird for them to all do all this training and then just not really want to fight the two devils. So I'm very interested to see like how this is gonna go. Like I'm assuming that there's gonna be some people that are gonna stay outside of the castle and just fight against the middle ranked devils for a while a bunch of people go inside. And then as far as the very last panel, we do have like Noct. He's basically defeated. Like I didn't think Noct was going to come through and win just based off of how spooked he was, but yeah, he's pretty much done. I don't think he's dead. Tabata does this all the time where people get like mortally wounded and still live, like Sister Teresa or Fuegoleon or freaking Patry. Like this happens a lot. So like I don't think he's dead for a second. I just think he got impaled a lot, So Noct is probably fine. If you're a Noct fan, don't even worry about it. But yeah, oh no, I thought this chapter was cool. Like I mean, nothing really super crazy happened outside of like something about Luck getting another transformation just doesn't shock me anymore. Like it doesn't like it's like Luck gets so many power ups in this series. Like it's like whatever. I almost feel like Luck has gotten more forms and power ups than Asta. Like when I'm really starting to think about it, and I really feel like he has. Like, I feel like there's more variations to his form. Another thing that this made me think about, like in regarding to Luck, is since he got a new transformation or a new form for his like magic, I really feel like that's what Noelle's magic is going to be as well. I feel like it's going to be another variation of her Valkyrie dress, like I said, like a Forever. I'm kind of excited for that if that is the case. But I don't know. I give the chapter like a 7. It was cool. It was just a cool chapter for me. Definitely very interested to see where we're going to go next week, because there is no break, so I am excited. Hopefully we get to go back inside of the castle now. I'm tired of seeing these like two devils here and like nothing coming from it. Like I swear like he's teased it at the end of chapters like 1,000 times now, and we just haven't seen anything about it. So it's like they came out and then we just didn't see them anymore. So I want to get back to them, as well as I want to know what's going on with the Dark Triad, and especially Yuno's fight. I really want to know what's going on there. But aside from that, let me know how you guys feel about the chapter down below. Like, I'm definitely curious on you guys' comments and stuff along those lines. Make sure you guys like the video, as well as subscribe to the channel while you're here for more Black Clover content. And aside from that, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you all in my next video.